Alright, hi. Nordico Equipment Stonedilla Cribber Operation Maintenance and Manual. Reorder part 49452300. Latest December revision, December 2011. Read carefully and understand the precautions contained with the manual before operating service machine. Refer to section 1 no important safety information. Notice the machine has an engine, contains electronic control unit. ECU must be taken correctly installed during welding on this machine. Failure to do so will damage the covered underwater TC last maintenance section for proper procedure. Nordico. Alright, safety. Please read and comply with all the safety precautions in this manual before operating the machine. Generally, do not use the machine for the machine operations other than for which it was intended. Nordico is responsible for modifications made with authorizations or written approval in place. All Nordico or OEM parts with genuine Nordico or OEM parts. For the use of non-OEM parts could be compromise the safety of a machine. FR regulations require that the copy of this operation manual be kept on the machine at all times. Additional copy of the operation manual only can be ordered with the Nordico part sales. 1-800-647-1724. Following safety instructions, carefully read all the safety messages in the manual. Learn how to operate with the machine, how to use these properly. Do not let anyone operate this machine without instruction. Failure to understand contents in this manual could result in serious personal injury or death. Alright, if you see the safety alert symbols, there are the safety alert symbols. These symbols mean to pay attention. Your safety is at risk. Danger is a use to indicate a definite hazard situation which is not avoidable when result of severe bodily harm or even will result in severe bodily harm or even death. Alright, a orange warning is a warning indicating potential hazard situation which is not avoided, could result in severe bodily harm or even death. A yellow caution indicates potential hazard situation which is not avoidable and may result in moderate injury. Blue noticings formally caution without the safety eye means the failure to follow the alert and may result in machine damage. Exclamation point means the failure may follow an ultimate machine damage. And a green safety means the following points of the instruction are safely operating machine. Specific comments for the machine. Components for the machine. Alright, general safety tips. Only trained authorized personnel should be allowed to operate this machine. In addition, with all the personnel worksite gang should be aware of the safety concerns and their individual responsibility prior to working with this machine. Safety. Handling safety, fuel safety is highly flammable. Prolonged harm, breathing the fumes may cause bodily harm. Prepare for emergencies. Keeping the first aid kit, fire extinguishers handy. Protect against flying pieces of the metal and debris. Wearing safety glasses or goggles. Wear good fighting pants and shirt. No baggy loose clothing. Protect your head and eyes from flying debris. Wearing a hard hat or safety goggles or glasses. Wear leather gloves to protect your hands and vibration or flying metal particles. Use safety-toed work boots. Alright, safety prior to working. All personnel worksite with the gang should be aware of the safety concerns for their individual responsibility prior to working this machine. Safety. View the operating instructions. If you're unsure of anything, use the pre-operational checklist to check the machine. Obvious fault, repair for the replacement necessary prior to operating the machine. Before climbing onto the machine, make certain that the area around under this machine is clear of the obstruction of personnel. Use the care of the climbing. The machine allows the steps and the handrails provided with the area to not feed tread grips, walkways, and other methods access area that do not attempt to access that area. Make sure the control adjustments are prior to setting of the machine, and always wear a seatbelt. Know the weather forecast, planning the work speeds accordingly. The guards on the machine. This is removed only when the necessary machine is being performed on that area of the machine. Make certain that they have been reinstalled prior to the starting of the machine. Check the service and fire extinguisher, if so, provided with the regular intervals. Make certain all the personnel are trained to use it. Note, no non-use of the fire extinguisher still requires recharge at intervals stated on its last inspection notice. Keeping the stairs and cab entry platform in the cab interior free and clear of ice and tools and personal items using the accessory provided on the machine, the toolbox, cup holder, coat hook, etc. If properly stored, and store the gear Never climb up and climb onto the machine while it's in motion. There are lockups on the machine that are used to both work and travel. They should be kept clear of the free of the debris and grease, and seek lockup section for instruction on the use. Inspection safety decals replaced, and they may become unreadable or damaged. See safety decals in the end of the safety section. Alright, safety with starting with the machine. The article recommends the use of the commanding position. That means with the machine with never running unless someone or at near the main control panel remotely control boxes to prevent the injury to personnel or damage to the machine. It is highly recommended to the safety. 1. Only start operate machine from the operator's seat. 2. Use the startup checklist to check the machine controls and gauges at the make certain that all the systems are operating correctly. Safety while operating traveling. Safety. Never allow more riders than the seats and seat belts allow. This machine was designed to be operated by one person. This machine was designed to be operated by one person. 2. The machine is operated from the operator's seat only. Do not stand on or operate the machine. Press the emergency stop push button is essential for the control console. Emergency and potential dangerous situation. If the person bystanders are near, but the machine during the operation, give the warning signal using the air horn. If they fail to respond to the warning, stop operation immediately. Slow down the work cycle. Use the slow travel speeds in congested for populated areas. Halt work if the visibility is poor. Strong rain, fogs, extremely dusty conditions can even affect visibility to your work area. Wait for the weather to improve before continue working. Alright, safety while parked. When leaving the machine engine running, make certain that the parking brake is applied and an electrical interlocking button has been activated. Never stop, park the machine on an incline unless the machine wheels have been choked. Safety during the machine. Following the guidelines are suggested while performing the maintenance. Safety always check the wheels. All other areas of the service of maintenance is being performed on the machine. Become familiar with the use in the your company's lockout and tag out procedure performing the maintenance on the machine. See lockout and tag out requirements later in the safety section. For the chart of the energy source located on the machine. 4. Do not start the engine. Repairs work and being allowed performed alone. You always have at least 2 people working together if the engine must run down during service. One person needs to remain in the command position at the controls, ready to stop the machine and shut off the engine if the need arises. 5. Collect all the oils and fuels, dispose of them properly. There is a danger in scalding and while working with the engine oils. 6. Use Nordico supplied repair parts of the machine. Use the non-OEM designed parts for the compromise of the integrity of the machine. 7. There are welding cautions to the machine. Pay attention to them prior to welding. Kits supplied by the Nordico have welding instructions included with the welding of the components. Not Nordico manufacturer or failure to follow these instructions may affect the stability of the machine. Alright, your machine safety alerts and danger alerts. Improper use of the machine for any type of the operation can cause serious injury or death. To avoid serious injury or death, make certain that the area around and under the machine is clear of all personal obstruction before traveling or working. Series of injuries and death can result from reaching the working of the component while the machine is running, making all observation distant, and shut off the machine while making adjustments. Shut off the engine when checking the battery. Electrolyte level. Do not check or fill the battery in presence for the open flame sparks or when smoking. Battery fuses are flammable and explosive. If ignited, will result in severely bodily injury or death. Do not ride on the tow bar between the machine towing vehicle. Following the moving vehicle may cause serious injury or death. Machine safety alert warnings and warning alerts. Failure to engage the lockup devices before propelling at a travel speed can result in injury to personnel, extensive damage to the machine. Remove the hose fittings only when the system is not pressurized. High pressure leaks can cause personal injury. Always turn off the machine before maintenance, making adjustments whenever an intended movement of the machine could occur. Unless detected otherwise, failure to comply with it could result in personal injury or damage to the machine. Exhaust emissions caused by the use of the engine on the machine may cause cancer, birth defects, or other reproductive harm if inhaled. Disconnect the battery before servicing the machine. Failure to do so could result in personal injury for accident engine startup. Notices. Notices machine damage only. Before starting a new overhauled engine has been stored in the consult of the engine manufacturer's Manual for the initial start instruction. Failure to follow this instruction can result in serious engine damage. Never shut off the battery discontent should which the engine running. This could damage the voltage regulator, alternator, or electrical system. The machine has an electrical control unit. Failure to correctly isolate it during welding on the equipment will result in damage not covered under the warranty. See decals on the engine. More engine-specific notes that may cause damage to the engine. Alright, your Stonedilla cribber lookout and tag out requirements. The following list suggests the procedure to use all components of the machine that require lockout due to the stored various forms of the energy. It is the company's responsibility to lock out and tag out procedures based on the list. Train you in the proper and safe use. To periodically inspect your work area to verify that you're complying with the procedures. Lockout and tag out procedures must be followed. Nordico has provided the means of lockout of this machine. Nordico can be held responsible for the injury caused by failure to comply with your company's lockout and tag out procedures. See the next page for suggested lockout tag out procedure list. Alright, lockout tag out procedure. The following procedure is designed to lead the operator through the steps required to shut off the machine to prepare for performing mechanical maintenance work. These procedures intend to release potential dangerous stored engineering forms, making the machine safe, and beginning with repair. Safety procedures: lockout tag. Apply the parking brakes with pushing the parking brake button located on the center of the control console. Note that the release of the air pressure is normally released in the releases the parking brake by relieving the pressure. The high energy spring applies to all four brakes. Shock wheels to prevent accident rolling from the rolling on the grade. If you have not already done so, determine which components are to have maintenance in place. All the machine mechanical systems or workheads in full up and lock position. 4. Refer to the list on the next page to determine the procedure required for the mechanical locking out of the equipment feasible for the maintenance, and then continue to step 5 and 9. 5. Turn the ignition switch off. Position this turn off the power with the control circuits on the machine. Place the tag out card in the close proximity of the ignition switch. Turn off the battery switch, disconnection switch, or the BDS on the off position. For the machines with the battery disconnect switch on the left side of the center of the front control center, place the tag out card on the switch after you have switched it to the off position. For machines with a remotely located battery disconnect switch, usually next to the battery box itself, close the cover, disconnect the switch, place the lockout lock on the box after you have switched it to the off position. 7. Completely bleed down the air system, pulling on the air drain cords located with the rear of the machine. Bleed off the hydraulic pressure. Follow all the company's lockout and tagged out rules before proceeding. Note, when working on the machine components, be aware of moving components during the repairs may create energy. Moving a hydraulic cylinder, proper precautions should be taken. Alright, your safety decals on this machine. Safety decals plaques have been placed on the machine and are to be kept clean and legible. Replace any of the decals plaques that have been illegible or missing. When repairing replacement components have been safety decals on them, it is your responsibility to replace the safety decals within the order of the parts of the storage department. If for general machine cautions, caution warnings, watch your step, danger pinch points, warning, handrails or danger before servicing, caution before welding, lockout area, lockout points, and then their locations. Alright, general. The manual contains operation maintenance information for the Stonedilla cribber machine manufactured with Nordico Incorporated at Oak Creek, Wisconsin. Information regarding the operation maintenance of the machine can be found with the appropriate tabs. Information regarding operation of the maintenance of the OEM parts for the Nordico parts can be found at the back of this manual behind the tab marked component data. Become familiar with the safety instructions, controls, instruments before operating this machine. Follow all instructions carefully. About this manual. The manual has been broken down into sections which have been separated in index tabs. Mechanical. Mechanical has individual parts, break down drawings and lists for each assembly. Hydraulics include adjustment instructions, troubleshooting the hydraulic system, all the piping and functional drawings of the standard machine optional equipment. Pneumatic includes the adjustment instructions, troubleshooting for the air pneumatic systems and their piping function print drawings and standard machine optional equipment. Electrical includes electrical schematics, logic box, control box, cable drawings over the machine, troubleshooting instructions. Component includes the part breakdown service instruction components installed with the machine that are not Notico manufactured. These sections have been expanded upon and also broke down in tab sections. Your specifications: Model A, gross weight 46,000 pounds, length 37 feet by 8 inches, width 10 foot by 6 inches, working clearance from the center of the track to the plow extended 8 foot 6 inches, working clearance from the center of the track to the one crib extended 8 foot or 6 foot 10 inches, height 11 foot 6 inches, weight, wheelbase 25 feet, travel speed 23 miles per hour, rated drawbar pull on the rail 1,000 pounds. Capacity: fuel tank painted green at 120 gallons, hydraulic oil tank 2 at 85 gallons, oiler cooler 150 gallons per minute. Make model Cummins engine Cummins type turbocharged 6-cylinder continuous BHP at 198 horsepower at 2350 RPMs. Dry weight is 17 quarts. No dry weight, pump drive. Oil capacity: standard oil pan 7.6 quarts. Oil capacity suspended oil pan 20.8 quarts. Oil capacity high capacity oil pan 27.9 quarts. Maximum oil temperature 280 degrees Fahrenheit. Coolant capacity 260 gallons. Recommended minimum operating temperature 160 degrees Fahrenheit. Hydraulic system: manifold, pump, make, model, oil, gear, PVG. Type: piston pump, piston settings, relief valve setting, high pressure system pressure 300 psi, compensator 2500 psi, pneumatic compressor 13 CFMs at 120 psi, unloaded valve 100 psi, relief valve 150 psi, tanks 2 at 7 gallons each, air dryer, CR Breakmaster 2000 with heater, electrical system 24 volt DC, dual 12 volt DC batteries, 1150 cold cranking amps, ground negative, alternator 70 amps, axle driven system, driving type, dual X and chain drive, propulsion motor type, hydraulic. Items with a 4-star capacity according to the options of the machine, and star approximate weight, actual weight, and according to the options of the machine, actual weight on the mirror machine is stenciled. Alright, your brakes: your type are pneumatically applied air, style 4-wheel Cobra style, all rights reserved in the view of the constant improvements of the equipment, specification data, other technical manual of the subject of the change. No part of this manual may be reproduced in any form of any means without written permission. Alright, this is your dimensional information. It shows the picture of the cribber. Get a good look at that, because it might be the only one. Alright, unrestricted on all roads except for the certain routes of the road shall be below the specific road. See the railway clearance is 10 foot 8, 10 foot 7 foot, 14 foot 14, 8 foot 15, 6 foot, 3 foot 4 inches, 1 foot 3 inches, 9 inches, 2 3/4, 7 foot 4 inches, 8 foot 9 foot, 9 foot 4 inches, 10 foot 8 foot inches. Light cars condition. Conditions may be constructed with the extreme with the width of 10/8 of an inch. Outlet of the diagram of the truck center with not exceeding 46 and 3 inches when the truck is extended from the 46 and 48 and 3 since the swing of the end of the car not exceeding with swinging out of the center of the car for the 13 inch curve to the car. These dimensions are defined as the base clear car when the truck centers is exceeded with the 46 feet for 3 inches. Car with entire clearance outline shall be produced to compensate with the increased singled out center ends of the 13-foot inch curve so that the width of the car shall not project beyond the center of the track more than the base car. Maximum car width for the various truck centers at the center of the car are shown with the plate G1. Maximum car width at the location of the center of the car are shown in plate D. Cars with railroad loads excessive of 65,750 pounds per axle cannot be operated with unrestricted interchange. However, they may be permitted under controlled conditions. A special agreement has been reached between the participating railroads to so be handled. Alright, operation general. Do not use the machine with the machine other than the which it was intended. FRA regulations require a copy of this operation manual to be kept in the machine at all times. Additional copy of the operation manual could be ordered by the order code part system sales 1-800-647-1724. Carefully read all the safety messages in this manual with the decals located through the machine and learn how to operate the machine and how to control it properly. Do not let anyone operate the machine without instruction. Failure to understand the contents of the manual could result in serious personal injury. About this machine, it is always good practice to become familiar with the components of the machine you are using. The Stonedilla cribber machine is comprised with 4 distinct workhead, rail, clamps, ballast plows, cribbers, and pie pushers. Workhead propulsion operating is done through the series of hydraulic valves located either remotely on the manifold. There are 3 multiple control consoles inside the cab. The center console contains all the selectable travel, including the engine pump, and lights, travel direction, cab condition controls, wires, defoggers, fans, and also include the sets indicators of the filters and all control gauges. The workhead console of the RH panel, left side of the panel, contains the controls associated with working functions for the machine. The right side of the panel contains all the lockup controls of the working heads. Left arm console with a joystick with the controls of the left ballast plow. The right arm console joystick and hand control joystick controls the right ballast plow, and the hand control controls the cribber, workhead, and the tie pusher. Air conditioning console optional. This console can be located either on the left of the operator, behind the above, or the operator's head, depending on the type of the AC unit power provided. An overview of the controls of the machine follow the next pages. Alright, pre-operation. Table 1 is the blue. It shows the engine pumping controls. Yellow is your travel commands. Pink is your filter status. And 4 is your cab condition controls. Alright, the symbol of the hydraulic pump on the top shows description of the 2-position switch on and off controls the hydraulic pump. The off position switch must be in the off position before the engine can be started. The hydraulic pump on the on position must be on the on position during working or traveling operations. Engine speed, 2-position low and high control engine speed. The low idle note, the switch must be in low position before engine can be started. High speed, the switch must be in high position during working or travel operations. The ignition, there are 3 positions position switch. Note that the machine no longer requires the use of a push start Murphy switch. The circle is off. The dash vertical line turns the electrical system on. And the turning the full clockwise then releases starts engine and releases and starts the engine. You got shutdown override, engine status. See table 1 with more detailed information. All right, over here we would have engine status, air pressure gauge, display system, air pressure operation range 100 to 130 psi. Normal reading should be. Oil pressure displays the engine oil pressure operating range 35 to 65 psi. Normally reading should be. Cooling temperature gauge displays the temperature. Engine coolant operating should be 100 to 200 degrees Fahrenheit. Normal reading should be. Tachometer displays the engine RPMs. Low idle 1000 RPMs. High idle 200 2400 RPMs. Hour meter is on the counter, displays the accumulated hours of service. Engine being in service provides information for the service and work intervals. And your fuel level gauge displays the total available fuel contained in the fuel tank. Alright, your left and right arrows. This is the faceplate feature. Shows the amber LED screen, menu key, lock left right arrow, enter key, bezel, red shutdown, decorate. Alright, left and right arrows to move around one of the status screens. In the 1 up example, the pushing the right arrow will take you up to the coolant temperature screen. If the 4 up example, pushing the right arrow will take you up to the clockwise direction around the screen. Default position on the left or left-hand corner. Once you have gone through the initial screen, pushing the right arrow will take you to the next status of the 4 statuses. You can use the left arrow at any time to return to the prior screen. Enter the key. Enter key is used if the fault occurs. Generally, any of the faults occur with the common coming on the screen at the time that it happens. In order to go back to the original status screen, you have to push the enter key once. Know that they will hide the fault screen until you 1. Correct the fault, or 2. Press it, enter again. Menu key. The menu key is only used during the factory setup procedure. See component data, selection, additional operation setup instructions. Alright, the LED outer bezel of power view. The LED status are located with the upper left and upper right slides power view, which they are up in screen will when tell you the fault and the code, the number of the fault, the method to correct the fault. The amber warning lead, single active fault code with the light comes up the abnormal condition. It is necessary to shut down immediately by the problem. It should be corrected as soon as possible. The light will remain on until the faults are corrected. Note that there may be one of the fault next or on the more appears on the bottom of the screen. You can also hide the faults by hitting enter key. Hitting the enter key again will take you back to the fault. Red shutdown derated LED. The faults occur but requires immediate action. Shutdowns the engine. Do not turn on the switch on the off position. You must go through the codes on the screen. Correct the problems prior to the restarting. The power view remembers the errors. Ignore the activity of faulty codes, warning, or shutdown. Should note that ignoring faulty codes, warnings, or shutdowns could result in severe engine damage. More detailed information regarding program setting up can be found behind the component data tab of the engine manual of the Murphy and Power View installation operation manual. Our Table 1A Power View Gauge. This indicates the fault that has been hidden. An icon tells you in which kind of fault. The RPMs and the battery oil pressure. This oil indicates the oil pressure for setting the unit hidden fault. Hidden faults and warning. You have hidden the enter key with any fault of the condition returned by the original 4-up or 1-up screen. The screen will now show the icons up at the right-hand corner of a 1-up screen and in the middle of the 4-up screen. See the figures up where faults occurred, and up to 4 shall be alone with the exclamation point appear in the middle of the stat showing the fault of the oil pressure. Remember, the screens will show next or more if there are more than one error has occurred. Scroll the screen until you have found the individual component that has the fault. Highlight the component, pressing enter to that key, the red with the fault. Each fault in the current icon defaulting machine, different methods occur. They are indication auxiliary gauge light, indicating faulty warning, indicate derated shutdown condition. Note that faults can only be cleared when the fault has been corrected. Shut machines as soon as possible when you have encountered shutdown fault. Complete list of faults by engine can be found in the mechanical preface. Alright, your pre-operation Stonedilla Table 2 travel working conditions. This is your left. You have a reverse travel and a forward travel. The 2-position forward and reverse operator selecting the direction of the travel work during the working operation. Reverse travel, when it's selected rear travel, the front marker lights are energized by the backup alarm sudden during the forward travel. Forward travel, when it's selected, the front travel lights, the rear marker lights up and they energize the backup alarm sounds during the reverse travel. On and off travel lights. Turns the position on and off using the travel direction switch. On and off lights. Work lights. Turns the position on and off. Energizes work lights. Alright, your dead brakes and service buttons. Service brakes. 2-position switches. Dead man service. The dead man activity activates brakes controlling at any time the propulsion pedal is released. Service requires brake pedal in order to apply brakes. Alright, travel back and forth and work down. 2-position switch, travel and work. Travel reaches the retracted work heads, allow the insert lock up, inflates the air spring, disassembles the hand controls. Work enables the work head, ballast plies, or tie pushers in the crib. You have your push, apply, brake, and stop is P button. Also, your table 3 filters. Left return filter, right return filter, bypass, pressure filter, bypass, clean, case drain filter, clean, bypass, hydraulic filter, dirt alarm. Table 4, cab condition controls. Dome light on and off, cab fan on or off, lower wipers on or off, upper wipers on or off, windshield defogger on or off, 2-position on or off, energize, de-energize cab, dome, fan, wipers, and defogger. Alright, your RH control console, table 5 console with the top controls. You have your set weight. Potential controls ready for the height of the crib workhead. Welded or jointed. You use the set the type of the rail being worked on. In welded mode, the clamps stay connected with the web on the rail during the travel. In jointed mode, the clamps pulse during the travel to clear the rail joint bars. Alright, scrapers depth. Patenium meter controls the maximum scrape depth of the crab. Work ahead in programming the calculated second scrape depth of the cycle based on the position of the pentometer. Alright, your lock and unlock switches control lock up the various components. The components should be kept in lock position at all times when being used. Lock position engage the lockups. Unlock position disengage the lockups. Your power outlet uses a provided power 12 volt DC. Alright, your right hand control console continued. Table 6 console lower. Your cribbing direction left, right, or crib both. Left position of the crib workhead extends out to the right hand side of the machine and pushes the ballast to the left side of the machine. When the crib in both position, each side of the crib workhead will push out the center line of the pet machine out of each side of the machine. When the right position, the crib workhead extends to the left head of the semi machine pushes out the right side of the ballast. Your ties cribbed. Crib counter counts the amount of ties that have been cribbed. This is not resettable. This is a electrical interlock. The button should be pulled out during all normal operation of this press and activated to disable the electrical functions with the hand control at the cribber's functions and the solenoids on the plow valves and locks the brakes. You have an on and off sight for the optional lighting controls on and off switch. Your hand control joystick, left-handed joysticks located on the left-handed arm cab seat provides control of the left ballast plow. Forward lowers the left ballast plow. Back raises the left ballast plow. Left extends the left plow blade out from the machine. Right retracts the left plow blade into the machine. Hand controls right joystick crib workhead hand control. Joystick and located with the right hand arm provides the control means for the ballast plow. Forward lowers the right ballast plow. Back raises the right ballast plow. Right retracts the right power blade into the machine. Right and extends the right power blade out of the machine. Alright, operation. Danger. When improper use of the machine for any of the type of the operation can cause serious injury or death. Pre-start with a check the engine oil, check the engine coolant level, check the hydraulic and oil level, inspect the electrical connection and tightness, start up the engine speed with the switch of the high position. Place the hydraulic pump on the switch on position. Check the hydraulic oil filter indicator. Check the air cleaner indicator. Inspect the hose and fittings for leaks. Check the height setting and the proximity switch starting the engine. Place the battery disconnect switch on the on position. Place the hydraulic switch on the off position. Note that the pump must be in the off position to start the engine. Place the engine speed in the low position. Note that the switch must be in the low position to start the engine. Turn the ignition switch to the first dent and power will come in, but the engine is not started. Wait until the power view will come on and wait to start. The preheat and message will appear on the screen. When the message disappears, the light goes out. It's safe to start the engine. Once the engine has started, you will see the first menu, the status of the screen, power view, left and right arrow to keep the keys to get from one screen to another. Alright, note that more detailed information regarding the program setup with the faulty codes are found beyond the component data engine other than Murphy Power View. 7. Check the following area normal operating pressures. Air pressure 100 to 130 psi, oil pressure 35 to 65 psi, volts 23 to 26 volt DC, engine RPMs at 1,000 RPMs. Travel, track travel. Placing the hydraulic pump switch on position, place the engine speed switch. In the high position, select the placement of the brake switch in the engine, either dead man brakes or service brake position. 11. Select the type of the rail while you are working on the welder joint, pressing the switch on the right and the control console. Place the certain all workhead lockups are in the locked position. Right hand console. Place the travel light switch on the on position. The front travel lights, rear marker lights will automatically be selected with the travel switch of the forward travel position. Release the parking brakes is set to place the travel work switch with the travel position. Retracts the hydraulic cylinder for the rail lifted workhead and place the air spring to disable the hand control. Place the travel switch for the forward reverse travel position. Depress the foot pedal. Brake operation. The brake mode operation switch set for the brake, and either the dead man brake set with the surface brake setting. When the switch is placed on the dead man brakes, the brakes are automatically engaged in time forward when the reverse pedal is not pressed down. Alright, if the brake mode selection switch is in surface brake position, the use of the brake pedal is necessary to stop the machine. Parking the brake operation, parking knob to control the brakes and release the emergency air pressure in the air brake chamber, which with the air pressure the brakes lock. Emergency stop. The emergency stop shut off the engine and electrical power. Alright, operation.